I'm a fan of all sports, you know, and I watch these guys. I'm a big fan. The thing that I love the most is what we're doing now. I get to understand their minds and see how that correlates with what I use to play the game, you know, and that now when I watch them on TV, you know, I can almost know what they're thinking because I've heard the similarities in our personalities and the way that we prepare ourselves for a battle. And except for Roy, I know he's out to kill. Whoever's dumped in that ring, he's got that mentality.
It's a science.
Okay, you call it a science, I call it a crime.
They are different in many ways, from Carolina to Compton.
The Serena Slam is hers, the title holder of all 4 major championships.
They have been brutal.
There is none more fierce than Roy Jones Jr.
And beautiful.
The greatest player of all time, the likes of which we may never see again.
Smooth.
He is Mr. November.
And savage.
Warren Sapp, how athletic and how fast.
But they're all bound together by one word. Champion. Tonight, I'll sit down with 5 of the top athletes in the world. Derek Jeter, at age 29, he has nearly enough World Series rings to fill an entire hand. He's the consummate team player, savvy, versatile, and driven by a fierce desire to win. Serena Williams, her combination of power, passion, and grace, has earned her 6 Grand Slam titles and made her the most dominant force in women's tennis. Warren Sapp, old and brash, he's been bashing quarterbacks for almost a decade. A perennial Pro Bowler who may be the most athletic player ever at his position. Roy Jones Jr., pound for pound, he ranks high among the greatest boxers of all time. No one is more feared in his sport, and that's exactly the way he likes it. Michael Jordan, simply the NBA's greatest ever. Tonight, we'll talk about talent, celebrity, family, obsessions, and everything in between. 5 of the greatest athletes of our generation together in one room for the first time.
First of all, let's talk about dominating the opponent. There's just something about each and every one of you. Because I know, because you and I have been hanging out a long time, I know your whole thing is to dominate your opponent.
No, I mean, we train to be the best at what we do. And sometimes to be the best, you got to step on people. Not step on them literally, but I mean in terms of winning and dominating. We all see the same in our different professions. I mean, obviously, individual, the rest of us a team, we got to rely upon our team, but that doesn't change our individual work ethic. I mean, we got to go out and try to be the best no matter what.
Serena, what's your approach?
You just have to have an attitude about it. Like when I'm playing different people, like when I saw in the World Series, I saw that Derek had this different attitude as opposed to some of the rest of the people on the team. Like it's just this attitude that I really want to win as opposed to I kind of want to win, I kind of want to dominate. It's all about attitude to me.
Your attitude definitely changes come playoff time.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah,
without question.
You don't call anybody back.
Without question. Yeah, you can get him on the phone all during the season. Come to playoffs, it's all over with.
Swung on a drill to right field, on the track, at the wall. See ya! A game-winning home run by Derek Jeter.
That's what you live for. I mean, I love the postseason. Not taking anything away from the regular season, but when it means the most, that's when I want to play. And
do you feel like that's what separates the stars from the superstars?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a superstar by no stretch of the imagination, but I think if you look at all the people here, you rise to the occasion when your team or individual sport, when you need to do it the most.
Is it easier in an individual sport or harder? I mean, would you rather have teammates, or is it easier to go out there and play?
I think it's harder.
I couldn't play with teammates. I'm selfish, and I couldn't be reliant on. I couldn't rely on anyone else. I couldn't play with teammates.
Wow.
No, it's just
that's an overstatement, though. That's cool. That is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like even with boxing, I feel like that to a degree is where when I'm around, I tell them I don't mix well with other fighters, because I don't know when you might be looking at me wrong. And when you do, that's when something gonna go down. You know what I mean? So I don't mix well with others. However, I have played team sports. I played basketball before, and it's like when I play, I understand it's about the whole morale for the team. It's kind of like Yao Ming said, the team comes first.
So you don't have to worry about if your teammate's not feeling well, if he might make a mistake. It's all on you.
That's right. And see, what I like most about that is I can't blame somebody else. If something goes wrong, I want to be responsible. Tell me I did it.
Now, but if you look at a team sport also, it gets to a point where the pressure's on the star. You know, I don't care if you do have teammates. It's about how well you play.
I mean, it changes.
Blame and claim. That's what it is. The blame and the claim sits with the star.
I mean, yes,
you're right.
You get way more than you deserve, and you can get way more than you don't.
I mean, but the word that she just mentioned was selfish. Everybody's, I think we all are selfish in some respect, because I think to be successful, you have to somewhat have a tunnel vision about how you want to, or you perceive yourself. Either you're going to deal with certain things, you're not going to deal with certain things, you're going to, you know, that day that you don't want to hang out with people, you're going to do things that you're going to work out on your own. You're selfish in your own right. Every successful person has to be. That's the only way you're going to get the tunnel vision to be successful. Now, how you channel that selfishness, in our game, the team sport, you have to give up some of it, but we still have it because we have individual, you know, goals that we try to meet. They have to maintain it because they don't have anybody else that they got to rely upon. So selfish plays a big part in all of successful athletes or, you know, business, because you have to have the focus to make sure you do what you have to do. You don't care about anybody else to that degree so that you can be successful.
At this point, you've all had illustrious careers. If there was one thing in your career that you could do over, what would it be?
Me? You know, I wouldn't change anything. And the reason being is that through all your good, all your bad, you learn and you grow. Things fall in place for a reason. And if I change it, then I'm afraid it affects something else that was either positive. You know, obviously you don't want negatives in your life, but they happen to be to make you stronger, learn from, make you a better person. And I just wouldn't change anything. I just like the way my life has gone, good and bad. I mean, obviously you don't want bad, but the good and the bad kind of equal out, and I wouldn't change anything. I'd be afraid of it may get worse.
How do you keep the edge? How do you stay hungry to win another one? And
That's the toughest.
She said it's attitude. I mean,
yeah, but how do you keep that attitude?
I mean, it's an attitude of domination. We talk about domination, talk about being the best. When you get a taste of success, you know, obviously, you know, well, in my case, in Chicago, we went from the bottom to the top, you know, and I was there 8 years before we, you know, got to a point where we could win. I saw each stage, and that wasn't fun. I mean, 6,000 people in the stands to where now everybody's coming watching. You sold out the arenas, but you were not winning, you know. And when you go through all that and you win for the first time, you don't want to go back down that stage. You don't want to go back down those steps. You want to stay there because that's a hard road.
In an individual sport, tennis, boxing, you're the target. Every tournament you play in, I don't care, from the first match, just to get to the finals, you're going to get the best of the 300 ranked players going to play better against you than they ever played against anybody because you got what they want.
Yeah, I've played plenty of people that you've never heard of, and they bring their A game that I've never seen play. Now, they play someone else a little less tough, but for some reason, when they go against me or Venus, it's like they bring the best of the best, like they're number one that day. I'm thinking, gee, well, why aren't they ranked number one in the world? I tell Venus, who don't want to be the Williams sister?
Right.
You know, it sounds great. I know I do. I get, you know, so.
That's their championship.
It really is.
That's their championship game.
So I always have that attitude that they're going to play me the best, because why not?
When I wake up in the morning, I know somebody out there running hard, trying to get themselves right to beat me. So either I can lay there and accept it, I can get up and get my behind on the road, too.
Team sports, when the Bulls would go into town, that was the biggest game of the year because that was their sort of championship game. Yankees, you go someplace, it packed the place because people want to beat them. And boxing...
Hold on, you forgot Sap.
About they definitely come to see them Bucks. Oh, they definitely come to see that D get down. Oh, he can say what he want. I ain't sold out one stadium in this town. I sold out two. Two stadiums in one time. I got 80,000 on the waiting list waiting to get in there. I sold out two stadiums in one
Try
city.
to make the playoffs next year, please.
What is it that took you all to the next level? For you, was it your, all of a sudden, your tough physical regimen when you start lifting, when you start lifting weights and start doing everything to take you from this level to this level?
No, I mean, I think it's the recognition that you have a talent that someone else wants or they wish they had. And it's like what he says. I'm getting up, I'm beating everybody to the gym. You know, I mean, when I started lifting, I got tired of getting beat up. Detroit beat me down so bad, I was taking the physical beating. And I had to physically get myself prepared to take more of the beating. But, I mean, obviously, if you want to be the best, you know they're going to come after you. And my work ethic improved because I knew people were trying to jump ahead of me or try to beat me or, you know, be better than me. And I wouldn't let that happen, not individually.
Same sort of thought process with you, Serena?
With me, I just one day decided that I was tired of losing. I just woke up and I just said, look, I'm tired and I shouldn't be. I have a lot of talent and I think I'm pretty good. Why am I not winning, you know, at least 90% of the stuff that I'm in? And I just woke up and I said, no more. And I started practicing a little harder and I went out and worked a little harder and got the results.
Derek?
Well, see, the thing is, I play a sport it's run by stats. I don't care about stats because all I want to do is win. You can put up all the stats in the world. Who cares if you lose and go home? So I know there's people out there that do things better, put up more stats, but no one wants to win more than me. And that's just the mentality I have. So I'm still trying to get to the level that these guys are at, and Serena as well.
No, I'm not at that level. I'm trying to get
Are
to
you at that level?
No.
We're all trying to get at Sap's level, really.
We all trying to get to the other level.
We've been talking about winning. What about losing? How does that affect you?
I can go play a city league basketball game, and if we lose, I would not sleep that night. Now, if I'm like that by city league basketball, and I probably got 4 more midgets on my team by my size, and we playing all kind of people, but if we lose, I don't sleep that night. As a matter of fact, me and one more of my players gonna call each other all night long, cause what you doing now, man? You wanna go shoot some more shots or something? I mean, I can't take it. So if I ever was to lose a fight, I go put myself in a straitjacket.
Serena, how do you deal with losing? Are you a good loser? There's no such thing, is it?
No, I used to really hate to lose. I abhorred it. When I lose, actually it kind of brings me back down, and then it humbles me, and it makes me realize, okay, well, I need to practice on A, B, C, and D. And once I get those right, I go out and try not to lose again. But it's very upsetting, but it's not as upsetting as it used to be at one point.
What about for you?
I mean, I agree with her. I mean, losing is a learning process. I mean, no one wants to lose. I mean, I understand exactly what Roy was saying. I don't want to go in thinking I'm going to lose. But losing is something that has to happen to make you better as a winner, make you better as a person, as a player, you know, as an individual. So it's a process you have to go through, but you don't have to accept it. You just learn from it.
Has it ever been a challenge to stay humble?
I think the game humbles you. Whenever you think you're at a point where it's just like riding a bike or, you know, playing hopscotch, it becomes a whole, you know, trapezoid in front of you, and now you got to do some things. I mean, the game has a great way of humbling you at any moment. Whenever you think, I got it, those are the worst 3 words in sports. I got it. Because you ain't never got it.
Make a mistake. You get humble. In our society, you get humble very quick.
Well, Derek, you playing in New York, humbling is just right around the corner. I think I read somewhere where you went to buy something. The guy said, "You're Derek Jeter. You suck."
Yeah, it was, went to Circus City. In New York.
Oh, I love it.
Circus City, right in New York. The guy told me that. He just looked at me. He was a Ken Griffey Jr. fan. Yeah, I'm buying something from him. And he said, yeah, you suck. Ken Griffey Jr. is better.